Do schools have a furry problem? Another video by Misha Petrov that we are going to be reacting to. Before we start our reaction today, I'm going to point out something that I did at the beginning of the stream, but I'm also going to say it for you YouTube viewers. I cut my last stream on Misha Petrov because the video was propagating, in my opinion, degeneracy. So if I'm going to see that what I'm watching makes absolutely no sense and I am feeling awful from it, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm not gonna lie, but while I turned it on, and those of you watching on stream can prove it, while this was the first thing that I saw, yeah, I can count the minutes when I'm going to turn all of this off. But without going further ado, I will also point out that the reason why we're watching her videos because they get a lot of views and because I like them. So if you want me to watch any other creator, please leave a link to them or their name in the comments, and I'll probably add it to a first day stream. And with that being said, let's jump into the reaction.
This is terrifying. Look at this.
I need to point out at the beginning, I probably have to send this stream to a friend of mine who is a huge furry fan, and maybe listen to his reaction to it.
Bite us, they scratch us, they run on all fours and pounce on people.
Why are they spraying you with Febreze?
Putting litter boxes in the girls' bathroom?
Hey guys, it's Misha, and welcome back to my channel.
What's up?
So today we're going to be talking about furries. A little disclaimer, I am actually pretty terrified of furries. I am a furry phobe, but it's actually
Furry phobe. I never understood the culture. That's the problem. I genuinely didn't understand. Were they parodying, like, did they pretend to be a fox? Or did they just love these fluffy animals? I never got it, actually. So I can relate to either being a fan or hating them, just like not caring, so to say. I think this is actually the first time ever we're doing a furry reaction. I'm not sure that I ever had something similar on my channel.
not clear whether or not these children were protesting furries or Theans, perhaps. If you don't know what that means, we're going to talk about it. But basically, there were a bunch of kids from a school in Utah who did a walkout and are protesting children who are acting like animals. Now, by that, I don't just mean they're crazy or loud or something. They actually wear ears, tails, animal masks, and pretend to be animals. And these children have had enough. So we're going to be taking a look at this protest and try and find out if they're lying or if this is actually happening. But before we start, please make sure you are subscribed and have hit the notification button.
Yeah, same. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to do. You have to put a like and you have to subscribe to this channel because we're going to our next milestone. As it stands, it's 125 subscribers, and I hope it's much more while you're watching this on replay. So, libs of TikTok. I should probably do a stream dedicated to only this this X account. Students walked out of Nebo School District in Utah to protest the school for allowing furries to terrorize other students. Students claim that the furries bite them, bark at them, and pounce on them without repercussion. However, they defend themselves in any way they get in trouble. Okay, interesting. Let's watch it.
Bite them, bark this interview.
They wearing a mask every day?
Yes. But every time they go, they're always...
Check this out. Like, these are genuine kids, not like even crazy, you know, teenagers who are having some different time, you know, puberty starts hitting them. These are like literally children. I mean, this boy is not even 10, I would say. Maybe these are like 12. This girl might be like the oldest, tops 14, I would give her.
He's just wearing a mask, but the principal finally stood up and banned those stuff. But they still wear them every day, and they don't get in trouble. Principal doesn't make them get in trouble. Yeah, all the principal says is...
I mean, technically, if COVID masks are not banned, why should furry masks be banned? just a suggestion for you to think about.
Just be kind, be nice, and then
Accept them. It's all about acceptance. You know, you shouldn't be discussing everyone's personal beliefs that have nothing to do with the academic subject, so the teachers have to make sure they maintain, again, a professional environment. It's not a place for children to be doing, you know, face paint or headbands with ears and pretending to be animals. If it's a costume party, if it's some sort of event where it makes sense for the kids to be dressed like animals, okay. Even then, though, like when they start to get much older, it's a bit weird. And these
Every day is a party.
kids are not like 5 or 6 and they're dressing up like animals. So it's still weird, but it's especially weird and inappropriate for them to be doing this at school.
What's the point of dressing up like a furry?
It's just I don't
Oh, one person at a time, please.
They think they're so cool that they want to get a lot of attention. I think they want attention. So people can come at them and just look at them and think that they're so cool.
Okay.
If I were a reporter, I would just like interview one kid at a time. So I would ask this girl one question, this girl one question. That would make it like much more clear, because I don't even blame the kids. The guy's just like, okay, what's the problem? And they all have to share it. It's weird how from a furry problem we go into a journalistic problem.
Also,
Are you guys going to be in trouble for walking out of school today?
no, maybe we might. If we look back on school grounds, we will get
You're sleeping, please.
in trouble.
Do your parents know you guys are out here?
Yes.
Okay.
They attack us. If they bite us and we just kick them, we get in trouble. They attack us. They attack us and we get in trouble.
And how else do they attack you?
And listen, of course kids can lie. They have a lot to say. It seems like they're telling the truth.
They either bite us, they
That's exactly something similar that I wanted to say. Like no proof, no actual problem. But again, they kind of seem believable. Also, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably change the background a bit so it would be better for you to watch. Yeah, like something like this, because sometimes she has the videos in the right lower corner, which I block with my amazing face.
scratch us, they bark at us, they run on all fours and pounce on people.
Why are they spraying you with Febreze?
Just because they're jerks. Because we apparently have rabies. And there's a rumor that
This reminds me of those horse girls at school. It seems that everyone had a horse girl, and it's not just a girl that liked horses. It's a girl that thought she was a horse, and she would get on all fours and just run around the classroom. And there's probably like different versions of these girls, so maybe someone has seen a girl who thinks she's a dog.
Oh, I mean, my school had weirdos, but I was amongst the weirdos. And I would probably be the most normal person around these fellas.
Or something, or a cat. But we're talking like younger years, not 10, 11, 12-year-olds pretending to be animals. That's what this reminds me of. Also, I will add that from personal experience, okay, we had a family friend come over and they have a child and she is about 10 years old and she was talking about a girl in her class who is a Thean. Okay, so it's different than a furry. The way I understand it, because we have talked about these Theans before, for me it's exposure therapy, right?
Wait, who's a Furry? I mean, I don't know. And if I don't know, I Google stuff. Sorry for taking it from the stream. Ah, hell no. Come on. I don't want French explanation. God, I have to set these settings somehow. Any mammal that the subclass. Yo, my yo. Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Ah. Why are there orangutans here?
Because I don't know why. It's like I talk about so many disturbing topics, but these Theans and the furries is just people that dress up like animals.
It just makes me so incredibly uncomfortable. There's something so incredibly demonic about this, like especially the furries and the fursuits. I absolutely despise seeing that.
But it's your life, you can do as you please. Kids shouldn't be doing that at school though, obviously. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay, so she was saying that there's a girl in her class who is a Thean, you know, like spiritually connected to a fox. I believe she said it was a fox. And so
spiritually connected. Which book did she read? Okay, people read the Bible, they're spiritually connected to God. Which book did she read? Hey, it's Brian. Sup, fella? It's all good. It's all good. We're having the Misha Petrov stream. If you want me to react to something, you know what to do. You just send it in the chat, and then after I finish watching this video, I react to yours. But I'm good. Hope you do fine as well.
I have seen a lot of videos online, on TikTok, on YouTube, of these children who are always like about 11, 12, something like that, and they are running on all fours. They make animal noises, and sometimes they mix the animals, and they're like, oh, I'm half owl and half walrus, and they make up a bunch of stuff. So
just pretend to be Ben Tennyson. Like, put an Omnitrix, you transform into someone, stay like this for like 10 minutes, then go back to normal human. Genuinely. And you can transform to any alien you want. I used to play with this around when I was younger. Nobody thought that was weird.
yeah, it's different than the furry fandom, which they put on usually like these fursuits, and a lot of adults do it, and they go to these conventions, and a lot of the time it has certain adult themed content, and it's actually very disturbing when you think about.
This is the problem before like she can do. This is the problem which I have, because it all starts with whoever cares intentions. Like, someone does what they like more, someone does the other thing. Like, I'm a sports fan, and I often watch people being super crazy about their teams, like actually going insane, and the dedication to it like sometimes can go too radical. And there have been so many cases in history. We can talk about the footballer Escobar, who was shot because of an own goal. And that is the thing that I always have a problem with whenever we tackle any issue. It's all good until it goes too far. And I think when, as she said, you put in some really like real adult content into it, that's when it goes too far. Because we're talking about children. We're talking about innocent young children who shouldn't be experiencing this in their young age. They will come to this eventually, maybe. And there are people who do crazy stuff in bed, like crazy. But it's their life, and they are adults. They're responsible for their choices. But those are little kids. And we should protect them because of the psychology of them forming. It's complicated, but I tried to somehow make it into an interesting comment.
About it, because kids love like animals, and maybe very young like children, they'll see a furry costume or whatever. It's probably similar to when they go to Disney World or Disneyland and they see those people dressed as like Mickey Mouse, right? It's like, oh, haha, the mouse animal, right? I'm sure it's easy for them to kind of enter that fandom, and then to think about the fact that there are adults who are in those costumes doing God knows what. It is very disturbing. And even put that aside for a second, even if it's just innocent and they're just wearing these costumes, whether they're Therians or furries, whatever, it still obviously makes other students uncomfortable, okay? If they're
one of the worst things that I actually have saw is when people take Disney characters and write fan fictions about them engaging into adult stuff. That shit is disturbing because, bro, the imagination of those fan fiction writers, it goes beyond. I'm never going to do a stream about this because I ain't the guy who's going to be propagating this on YouTube.
organizing an entire walkout, and we've seen this in multiple schools about parents complaining, videos coming out of children going to school with tails, with headbands, with ears. There's obviously a lack of discipline if you're allowing your children to go to school dressed as an animal. Again, if it's some sort of costume party going on, okay, but if the kid is going to school to learn, why are you allowing them to go dressed as a cat? And if they're consistently dressing up as an animal, that could lead to some sort of disconnection, right, from reality and fantasy. They should be able to express themselves and play pretend and be creative while their brains are developing. But that should be for playtime. And then there should be school. And schools should have some sort of dress code. And
even if you don't have a dress code, and let's say you allow, I mean, I don't know. For example, people like little girls, they wear earrings, and a lot of teachers don't judge what specifically are the decorations of those earrings. Someone may have Hello Kitty earrings, someone may have gold earrings, someone may even have, I don't know, big pirates. As long as it doesn't disturb the student and or their colleagues, it's usually all good. And by disturbing, I mean not only from lessons, but in general, like life disturbing. You can see that the kid is okay. As long as that is okay, there is no problem, like real problem.
Prevent children from distracting other children from learning. And I feel like most parents, like if they're noticing that their child is growing older and older and they're still acting like an animal, it might be time to have a talk with them, right? Sit them down and say, you know what? You're not 5 anymore. This shouldn't be a habit, and you shouldn't bring this into adulthood.
Putting litter boxes in the girls' bathroom? And the boys. They started putting litter boxes.
I heard that was just a rumor.
No, it's true.
Is this something you've seen?
Yeah. Putting litter boxes in the bathroom.
So we can't talk or say anything to the furries or even look at them, but they can come look at us and then they can say stuff to us and touch us. And they don't get in trouble, but we get in trouble.
Interesting. That sounds like a double standard to me.
Yeah.
And they say they're putting litter boxes in the girls' bathroom. We've heard this before. I mean, I can't be surprised, because if we're allowing kids now to have their identity be respected, actually it's mandatory, right, for the teachers now to respect children's identity. If they're a tree self, why can't they be a meow self then? And if they're a meow self, then they need a litter box. Absolutely ridiculous. Kids should not have to go to school and have a confused child next to them pissing and shitting in a litter box. When I was a child, I played so many different games with my friends. We pretended to be, monsters and mermaids. But when we went to school, we were students. We were humans. After leaving the pool, we weren't mermaids anymore. And we knew that, right? Like even as kids, we knew that. And while these kids are forming their identities, they shouldn't have teachers affirming them and saying, yeah, for sure, you're a horse.
Like the problem that I often have is that why are they trying to identify with something that is lower than they are right now? I mean, think about it. If you're a human being, and if you would want to pretend that you're someone or identify as someone, you would probably want to go be something bigger or better than a human, someone who has the advantage over being a human. That's why, for example, I like pretending to be Ben 10. I remember when I was young, I used to wear the Omnitrix and pretend that I transformed. Obviously didn't go that far, but I still liked it because you felt like something cooler. You could into advantage of you being who you are, you could also do additional cool stuff. And I mean, I get people who are like trying to pretend like they're Supermans or Batmans, or even religious people forbid me, but like God. But why going so low as to furries? Like, what's the advantage of you switching from human to furry? And I really have only one explanation. It's a dumb child. Like, children are in general dumb. I was a dumb child. You were probably a dumb child. We develop, even if you look at yourself 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you need to see that you've developed. Otherwise, you have a problem, trust me. So we grow and we learn. But while we're young, we make a lot of mistakes. And I really hope that a lot of these kids will have enough time to stop and think, okay, my life went the wrong way. I need to kind of switch it. And often the problem is the kids can't spot it. And as Misha commented correctly, it's the parents' responsibility.
No, yeah, you're a peacock. You're a bird. No. They should say, you know what? If you want to play pretend at home, if your parents are, letting you do that, that's great. But in my classroom, we're here to learn. We're not here to talk about your theory and identity. We're not here to play along with your delusion. Same thing with neo pronouns. This is just the logical next step. So I do believe these children, because
defending defeating the Matrix, new Neos.
If we're taught to accept absolutely everything, this shouldn't be a surprise. And this is more recent. It says photos have surfaced of furries in the Nebo School District in Utah. The media and a spokesperson for the school are claiming it's not happening. Look at this.
Like, again, why would you want to be this thing? Like, what advantage do you get from being this thing compared to when you're a human? Do you get some superpowers? Do you get more knowledge? Like, when I was young, I wanted to be something cooler. I still want to be something cooler, but now I understand the limits of me being a human. Why do you want? Why do you hate being yourself so much?
They're all in these those.
Again, I will always give them the credit, like the benefit, not the credit, not the benefit. What's the correct word? The excuse of them being a child. There's a reason why we say that children are responsible, and that's why we don't give them responsibilities compared to adults. But still, I'm asking you I mean, 9-year-old me would watch this and ask you, yo, why are you Kitty the cat, Horsey the horse? Why don't you want to be Superman? Or okay, if you're not a fan of DC, Iron Man. I don't know, even Aquaman works. Come on. Aquaman will always be better than some stupid fish.
I recognize that. That's a Thean mask. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from the videos I've seen of them like crawling on the floor outside and pretending to be foxes, they wear these kinds of masks, right? It's a little different than the furry suits, which are usually, head to toe. So my guess would be that these are Therians. So they're kids.
The fact that she's talking about this as a rational thing is already frightening me.
They're confused, they think they're animals, and then the school is claiming it's not happening. Here are some Therian TikToks in case you guys are wondering what this is.
Please don't.
That's cool. It's cool that you can jump like that. Take that talent and maybe learn gymnastics or something.
This is Chris, the firstborn. Oh boy, he's a handful.
And that's why I believe those kids who are...
That's also what I hate.
Boy, he's a handful.
Cool. What are your stereotypes? You see why I can't look at this series? I don't know why, but this really triggers me. And again, English is not even my first, and I can debate if it's even my second language. But when people write R as R and you're as you are, come on now. Like, this is genuine laziness, and it's dumbness, because the more oftentimes you refuse to think, the dumber you're gonna get, because the brain's gonna be like, okay, I don't need to think. And the moment you will need it to think is gonna be like, how do I do it? Oh no, stress. And then I need medicine. And then I need to go to a therapist. Oh my God. And it all starts from these little details. Remember, these key points are always in little details.
And that's why I believe those kids who are protesting this, because there's so many videos of kids doing this. So it's obviously very popular among younger, teens and children. I don't doubt that this is happening, but the school should not be allowing it. I am so sorry. What is that? What is that? This is terrifying.
No, for me, it looks like a costume. I can't even... That's the thing why I never cared, because genuinely I could... Like, if someone came to me and said this is serious, I would not believe them. Because this genuinely looks like a costume. I can't even react to it.
Do not involve the kids. Why are you making the kid dress up as that?
This is a man, right? Or is it a woman? Again, why would you want to evolve to a pig? Like, we used to call someone a pig as an insult. And it's not even the same as calling someone gay as an insult, because gay as an insult, it's kind of wrong. I do agree. Like, calling someone gay as an insult would even be considered more stupid. But calling someone a pig describe that you're that low developed that you belong with the pigs sniffing around the ground. And this person probably took it too serious. They were like, yep, well, if people call me a pig, they're gonna use this Pumbaa clip where they call me Mr. Pig. Like, unless you're cosplaying Pumbaa, this is genuinely the only reason I could see you going. But this is not Pumbaa color. Maybe she wants to become Mrs. Pumbaa.
I hate it here.
Yeah, Timon would disapprove as well. And we have an
Ja,
ad.
immer 100 Grad kochendes, gekühltes.
My boyfriend just got home.
This is not.
Okay, this is a woman. She has a boyfriend, which is already a bigger shocker for me. Maybe he's into this, or maybe he genuinely is Pumbaa. I'm telling you. Maybe his last name is Pumbaa. You gotta help me on this one, guys.
Helping with my furry phobia. Actually, it's making it worse.
But do they consider themselves as furry as well? Because I thought furry are only, you know, fluffy animals. I don't know, rabbits, cats, foxes. Okay, I'm not going to do this.
Do you think I'm beautiful?
Oh no. He just wants to get laid, woman.
Do you want some mud? It actually feels kind of nice.
And I'm not even gonna lie, I heard about people like doing mud baths, but they never do mud baths and claim they're a pig at the same time. Like, that shit is weird.
Oh,
Even the guy, he's like, yeah, listen, I might want to get laid, but take away your mud, take away your mask. Let's just go to bed.
I think
Maybe go get the shower before we do it.
that's mental illness. Do you love animals? Great. I love animals too. Go outside, look at the birds, adopt a dog or a cat.
You can even adopt a pig.
Why do this though? Why?
Jack, hold on a minute. Can we just talk about this? Oh. Well, he gone. Great. Now what am I gonna do now for a furry roommate? I know. I'll take to the internet.
What was your screensaver?
Alright, so we got a new furry friend out of the way.
You know what this just reminded me of? When I was like 10 years old. What was that? Kung Fu Panda 2 came out. Okay.
Awesome.
And I went to go see that with my friend in the theaters. And I was obsessed with Shen the peacock. I thought he was the coolest character. And I was looking at my friend. I was like, you're obsessed with him too, right? She's like, girl, that's a peacock. I'm like, yeah. So maybe this is like that. They're just taking inspiration from animal characters they like in shows, whatever. I understand that. There are a lot of cool characters. But this looks nothing like you would ever see on a show. Like, this just looks so weird and scary. Like, in my opinion, that's terrifying. So I don't know how anyone could look at that or wear that. It's probably so nasty. It's probably so uncomfortable to wear that thing.
Strudel believes there should be some limits.
Continue doing things you like, continue dressing up, continue making art, but maybe let's keep it outside of school hours.
Listen, Strudel, I agree with you. I agree. Recently, there was actually that video of a guy in the dog mask thing out in public in a restaurant. Listen, you can do that. You can dress as a...
And again, it's not even that big of a problem. I would say the problem is that when you're trying to talk to this person, he considers it offensive if you call him a man or a woman because they identify as a furry. That's genuinely the problem, I think. The real problem.
Dog, but do it at home. Or go to your furry convention, but maybe not like in a restaurant, in a public setting, or at school. And that's all for today's video, guys. Please.
Again, maybe that wasn't that fancy of a restaurant. In any case, moral of the video, as usual, the story of a video. Listen, it's all good. It's all good if you enjoy your life, even pretending to be someone else. I never understood why would you want to downgrade yourself, but really, okay, I actually have moral of this story. Try to become a better version of a human rather than downgrading yourself. And if you want to act like one, well, you're all welcome, but don't make it your own identity because that can take you too far. And that's all for today, folks, at least for you watching on YouTube in replay, because for those of you watching in this stream, we're now going to the second video, as I promised. But for those of you watching on YouTube, you have got to like this video. you gotta probably subscribe to this channel because come on, let's hit the milestones. Maybe that will motivate me to do some actual video in addition to reacting. But that's in the future. But as it stands today, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my other reactions. Ciao.